Hi everybody, welcome back to Old Pete Gaming. I'm your host Old Pete. Now let's get back into the long dark. So we are in Coastal Highway. We are near the Quonset in one of the little, what would you call it, a cabin I guess? Chalet perhaps? That is on the border of the lake. Or I guess technically the coast, right? Because this is the coastal highway. This is the ocean that we're on the coast of here. So I need to drop some weight. I have a lot of water. We're 10 kilograms over. That's 22 pounds over. So that's a lot of weight. Drop all the sticks. We're close to the Quonset, which is kind of a nice place to make a base eventually anyway, once you have the means to kill off wolves with ease. And the other thing I was carrying a lot of is water. But I'm going to keep that on me. I can get rid of that broken. Here, we'll put it in the fridge. Magic. Magic, magic. All right. Sorry about the rapid camera work there. Let's go look at what the weather's like today. Okay, it's really nice in the shielded from the wind. Let's see what it's like in the wind. Only 12 degrees, negative 12 degrees is what it feels like. That's not bad. Certainly good enough that we can move in it. Well, let's look for wolves here. I don't see any. Let's go check out this fishing hut. I'm hopeful that, you know, one of these could maybe even have a revolver or something in it, you know. I think that could happen. There's a wolf, and I see our friend Mr. Bear. Now that's good to know. That means that that little cave there is a bear spawn. Not all the bears that can spawn in the world will spawn. Although on these settings, I believe it's gonna spawn more rather than less bears. Just because this is sort of supposed to be a high threat environment setting. But bears, for me at least, are really the key to going long in this game and being efficient with your arrows and your rifle rounds. Just because you can get so much meat from them so efficiently. You know, one bullet or one arrow can harvest you, you know, 60, 70 pounds of meat.
What have we here?
That's a pretty efficient way to go, especially once you're at cooking 5 and can eat predator meat with abandon. So we won't go over towards the bear. We don't have anything I can reliably hunt it with yet, so we'll just let him live another day for now. You can technically hunt with the flare gun. I think I've talked about that before, but I haven't really fired the flare gun enough times to feel like I'm proficient enough to hit anything with it. I've only successfully actually hit an animal one time with it. I always use it as sort of like my get out of jail free card, my insurance policy. Just for those moments when you're cornered, you can't get to shelter, and you've got, you know, an animal that's probably going to end your run if you don't fire it. That's I reserve it for those situations typically. But we'll continue checking huts here, and then we will head to either that house that's up on top of that hill or the house that's up on top of that hill. Probably both eventually. Probably gonna oh, but there's a car over there. And that car can sometimes have really important stuff in it. Yeah, alright. I did hear a wolf sound over this way. Can we see a wolf? I see a deer, that's good. It makes me feel a lot safer about going over towards that car. Gonna be very tired very fast today. But that's alright. What's important right now is to just stay mobile, make use of good traveling weather, find as much stuff to assist in our survival as we can. Hey, a knife. Is this the first tool? No, it's not. It's not. Okay, alright. That's right. I'm good on tools except firearms. Alright, so there's a rope here. I will keep that in mind. That could come in handy. There's a couple places where it would be nice to deploy that eventually. They're just so heavy to carry around though. They weigh 5 kilograms, I believe. So that's... I'm always doing the conversion. But that's about, I think it's 11 pounds, which is a lot of your inventory space, right? That's even when you've got the moose hide satchel and are well fed. I think you only get up to, I think, 45 kilograms. So to have it be 5 kilograms is quite a bit. 40 or 45 kilograms is the max. I can't really recall. So I was hoping to find something good in this car, but I'm skunked on it. We're gonna get cold for nothing. That's alright. Yeah, nothing. Hey, dearie. Wow, the weather seems like it's changing real fast, doesn't it? I hate going this far cold, but it's gonna happen. We're actually staying remarkably warm for quite a while, if you think about how long we've been going to all these huts. Yeah.
Wait. I'm so cold, I'm warming up again.
You can see how little condition loss we've suffered from not eating, but you'll see just how much we suffer from being cold. By the time we get to one of these two houses that we're headed toward, it will take a dent out of us, unfortunately. Now, I could go to this hut and start a fire, but that would, and you know, it would be nice to warm up, but to me that's a waste of a match when you're so close to shelter, and I don't really have enough firewood to justify sitting and fishing for a while or sitting and reading. And like I said, my priorities are mobility, find supplies. So that's what we're going to work on, and we'll take the dent on condition as a result. I can't tell exactly where those are. I'm hoping they're not over there, because that's kind of where I was planning on going. Looks like we have probably a body over there in the snow. Want to check them out at some point here. A lot of wolves over there. Yeah, I think we'll head that way. We'll head that way. We'll go up that hill. You can see there are some cabins over on that shoreline there. So we'll just need to navigate around those wolves we heard. Or shoot them in the face. Yes.
This pack is getting too
Yes,
heavy
let's
to carry.
shoot them in the face. Even has a bullet in it. Isn't that nice? Free bullet. I am multitasking. That's what I'm doing here. Recipe for an accidental discharge. It's 59% condition. I'm fine using it in that condition if we have to. Oh, we're weighed down now because of it. That's interesting. There's one of the wolves over to the right there. He's way too far to notice us right now, I think. And you know what? If he isn't, he better be. You can see how much condition loss we've suffered from being cold for this relatively short period of time. It eats at you really fast. I believe it's 20% an hour. So in 5 hours you'll be dead if you don't get inside. Or get warm. You know, make a fire. Do what you gotta do to get warm. Take it. Go ahead while I'm here. Do a little tiny bit of what's referred to as beach combing. These are spots along the shoreline that will spawn random items. And though it's sort of like the coal spots in the mines, it'll only work if you pick them up. Because otherwise that spot stays occupied by whatever's there. So active beach combing is sort of a really key ingredient to going long in this game. Because it's the only renewable source of a lot of things. A lot of key items that you need in this game, you can only get long-term renewably through beach combing. Those include both kinds of saplings. It includes cloth and it includes leather. And let me tell you, without cloth, you're not repairing your clothing. And it's not fun running through this game naked. Actually, it is kind of fun. I've done that before just as like a challenge. That actually is a really fun mode. But when you're not trying to do that as a challenge, that is not fun. Come on, don't sprain. Don't sprain. Alright. Got past the indicator there. When that slope indicator's there, you have a chance of spraining. And it's a timer, so the longer it's there, the higher your chance gets. And so you're essentially asking for a sprain if you don't hurry up. I usually will run up the slope if I see that indicator there. However, in this current state of affairs, I can't run because I'm so weighed down. Which we will now have to truly deal with. By stuffing everything into this cabinet. Okay. And so I'm just going to use this as my base for now, I think. This is where I'm going to stash all of my things that I don't want to have to carry. Carry 2 of the books with me. Oh, I have a lot of cooking pots. No wonder I'm so darn heavy. Oh, I don't need to carry that anymore. I would like to fix up my revolver while I'm in here, though. I'm wearing all of those. You are heavy, but I only have one of you. To make another one. I just gotta do what I gotta do to get not this weight down, because it's making it impossible for me to operate effectively. Now, I believe that should be enough. Alright, we'll go ahead and loot this place out.
This stuff will come in handy.
Alright. See if there's any food in this joint. I'm super happy to have the revolver. This world just got, you know, 90% less dangerous for us. We'll be able to effectively hunt with that, believe it or not. Even things like deer and bear, if you know how to do it, you can hunt. You can very easily hunt a bear with a revolver. You just have to have some planning in place to do it, and have that planning intersect with a bear walking by you. But yeah, the secret is that when you hit a bear or a deer or a wolf, this does not work on the moose, by the way. But bear, deer, or wolf, when you hit them with a round of any type, really, other than rocks, if you shoot with a revolver, a rifle, or an arrow, it will eventually bleed out. Now, I should say, I have noticed a bug with bears, and the bug is this: if you go inside while the bear is still bleeding out, there is a chance that, I think what's happening is the bear maybe despawns and doesn't, when it spawns back in, doesn't remember that it's been hit, and so it doesn't bleed out. And so to reliably make sure your bear dies, you need to stay outside. At least this is my experience, and if someone out there knows something I don't, feel free to share it in the comments. But this is the only reliable way to do it that I've found, is you need to stay outside until the bear dies. You can use your statistics. You can look in your journal under statistics here, this little graph bar, and go down here to bears killed. You'll see I've killed 0 bears. When we eventually shoot a bear and it's off running around, because a revolver round almost certainly won't kill it right off. I think it could, maybe, but I think especially at low revolver skill, I think the odds of it are extremely low. I don't know if it's even possible. That said, I've lost my train of thought. We're gonna clean this guy up. We only have one firearm, so we'll make it spick and span, right? I mean, we went to a lot of spots that could have had a firearm and failed to find one, so it's really nice to finally find that one. And it was in the fish. Was it in the fishing hut? I believe it was, right? Yeah. Okay, Blizzard. That's alright. That's alright. We're very tired. Actually, it might not be a blizzard. It might just be a storm. Let's go check. It's becoming a blizzard, isn't it? Some firewood. Fortunately, with the water we just picked up, I think we have more than enough. How are we on food? Oh god, that's right, we have tons of food. I don't want to stop, you know? That's the thing. I think what I might do, because I am very tired, I've been running a lot, just to try and spare my health a little. Oh, look at my health. Look how much being out in the cold hurt. Compared to what, you know, not eating for a while had done to me. It's, oof, it's brutal. So I might just sleep. I have a lot of food. think this is right on the edge. But it's also really heavy. I think it'll be alright. Let's try it. Let's try it. I believe we have medicine to deal with food poisoning if we end up getting it. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So that was a gamble worth taking. We don't have to carry that heavy can of beans around anymore. And I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of the waters down. If I'm talking about making this sort of a short-term base of operations, might as well have some water here, right? So put down 3 of those bottles. And I'm just going to rest for... There's probably 4 to 5 hours of daylight left. I'm going to rest for 3. Just so that I can move effectively. Oh, darn it. Well, that's most certainly a blizzard, isn't it? That is the downside of the interloper weather settings, is there's just so many blizzards. It's sort of monotonous. But, you know, the blizzards are like... I see them as sort of like stress tests in the game, right? Do you have enough food on you to be able to not go out? Do you have enough water prepared? Or do you have the facilities to make water to wait out the storm? Like, that's sort of the nature of this environment, right? And so it's effective at that. Like, that's... I don't know if you've ever been in that moment where it's... You're like, oh, wait, I don't have enough food to go to sleep right now and be okay. That's a fun moment. Because it's a moment of pure desperation and trying to figure out what it is you can do to fix the predicament that you find yourself in. So, we have some food in our stomach. We have some light. Oh, wow, I have 2 of these? I think we were working on cooking, so we'll just... You know what, I'll do as much as like... Oh, but I'll get hungry. It's always a shame when you're about to pass another hour of studying, and then you run out of calories, and you get cut short, you know. I want to avoid that. So let's see if we can finish this one off. Let's just go for it. Oh, cancel that. Sounds like the storm's dying down. Let's just give it a second. That sounds a lot calmer, doesn't it?
All I could think about is food.
We can travel in this. We're traveling in this. Well, we still can. Let's grab that. What do I weigh? Alright, guys, let's go. You know, I should carry some of that water in my stomach. It'll make me a little lighter. Go straight down the hill. We're going to try and get... That is actually a loon. That's not a wolf. It's a bird. It's really not that cold. Hey, rabbit. 2 rabbits. That's tempting, right? I'm not gonna lie. But we're not desperate on food. Maybe we'll come back this way and give those bunnies what they have coming to them. But I want to look for stuff. I want human-made stuff. That's the good stuff. None of this bunny stuff. Why are you not letting me grab you? Alright. Oh, it's there. Perseverance, kids. Perseverance. Oh, I see 2. That might be a deer. That, I think, is a wolf. Those are 2 wolves. I think that's a deer. Yeah, I'm pretty certain. Certain enough, I'll run. see some delicious deer. See if he'll turn towards me. You have a shot of downing it if you get it in the head or the neck. I am low skill. Shoot. Hey, Mr. Wolf. He might react in a way that is not great for me when I fire this round off, if I fire this round off. Maybe we should chase him closer to where we want him. Come on. He ran the wrong way.
I think I can use this.
Yeah, I think I can now. I think I can. Anyway, I think earlier, before we went through the whole blizzard thing, I think I was mentioning how you can hunt with a revolver, and the secret is to let the animals bleed out, and then eventually find where they drop. And if you do that, you know, you can very efficiently harvest meat in this game. The revolver is not just for self-defense, especially when you're a higher skill level. I have downed a deer with a single revolver shot before. It's important to get in the neck and head and be high skill with it.
Feels like night is coming.
Those things obviously help, but yeah, it's actually a respectable hunting implement in my
Something's
experience.
making me feel tired.
And ammunition is, I think, more plentiful for it than, say, rifle ammo, and it's also much lighter than the rifle, so I think it has a lot of advantages over the rifle. And for when you're early on with low skill, I think it has a lot of advantages over the bow. I think the bow, once you get skilled with it, probably has, you know, it's the most advantageous weapon because you can find renewable ammo for it, and there's no limit to that practically other than your ability to find metal because of saplings being generated on the coast. A little nervous here because you can run into wildlife up here. Maybe I'm just gonna have this out. So if you come face to face with a bear here and aren't able to run because you're tired, you don't want to be shooting it with a revolver. I can tell you that. All right. Let's get the old lantern out real quick, and we'll see what this little place has to offer us. Well,
Could end up being useful.
those are basically going to be broken down for leather, but that's like finding 2 pieces of leather, which is, you know, that's not a bad find. Leather is one of those things that's actually really hard to come by sometimes. I'm gonna put my firewood down. I'm not gonna be making a fire in here anytime soon. And we'll just keep going to each cabin, try to find what we can, and then we'll probably settle in for the night and maybe call this episode at that point. Can I get through here? No, I can't. Shoot. Alright. That would be unfortunate if you were being chased by a wolf or something and tried to go that way.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Honestly, I never use them. It's not because I'm opposed to using them. I collect them, and then when I'm cooking water, I cook the water, and I boil the water, and I don't even remember that I have those. If they actually made... Well, if you could turn them into purified water without the need for a fire. Like, let's say you could just collect snow, melt it in the room, or, I don't know, using your body heat or something? I don't know. I'm spitballing here,
I could
people.
use this.
If you could do that, then they'd be useful. The fact that you have to make a fire to use them, or you need to melt water on a fire to use them, or it's just because my toilet water is already potable, I guess I can use them on that little bowl in the Quonset to purify that water. I'll use them there. But they also weigh a ton, so it's just very little reward for what you're paying to carry them around. It's hard to even call it a reward, honestly. Oh, I'm so tired. If I were to be attacked by an animal right now, I would be toast. The absolute toast. Go inside. I think I picked up some... Oh, another hook. I was going to say picked up a hook. Well, the creaking sure freaks you out, doesn't it? A lot of noises made to sound like animal sounds. Not seeing much. Scrap metal. I could probably use that to maybe fix up one of my hacksaw or my lantern, I guess. Or I can make fish hooks with it. Or save it for the forge. Which is actually not a terrible idea. Might be worth going there to make some arrowheads. While I'm out this side of the island, I should remember to stop on the way back and pick up my saplings that I left in that trailer in episode... Oh, was that 8? Was that last episode? I remember forgetting my saplings in a trailer. I remember that much. Oh... 46%. No, I'm gonna eat the dog food. It's heavier, or it's heavier per calorie. I mean, 500 at 30.3 kilograms compared to 1291 at 0.37. So for an extra 0.7 kilograms, you're getting like 800 more calories. Yeah, we'll hold on to that. We'll eat this. That should actually be just about perfect calorie-wise with the soda that we drank, I think. Because I think those are around 250. And we need right around 750. Yeah, 725, that'll be enough. We'll be 25 calories shy of a perfect night, but I can live with that. Alright, so we'll sleep for 10 hours. And then we'll call this episode. See you in the morning. Interesting. It's still very dark. Pitch black. All right. I spoke too soon. I'm going to sleep the rest of the time here. I'm not
so
gonna eat.
hungry.
Yeah, I know. Just sleep. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Yeah. See, not eating does absolutely nothing to you. All right. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining me. This has been Old Pete Gaming. I'm Old Pete, and I'll see you next time.